Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that music given, used, and owned by Capcom means that it's time once again for my broadcast, weekly broadcast, coming to you live and not quite as loud from the great state of New Mexico. I am your host once again for this evening, X Mega Man 32X. This is a solo show this time. The wife is asleep. Skelly Huckle 5 is asleep. The little one is here in the general vicinity. Little one, say hello. So she's here. She's going to watch her daddy for a little bit and only for a little bit. Now, with that being said, tonight is a special broadcast. I kind of talked to you guys a little bit last week about my guilty pleasure of a game. That guilty pleasure of a game is this one. What is it? I don't know what it is. Yes. For those of you that know or don't know, this game is called Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Complete Edition. I have very fond memories of this series as a whole. As a matter of fact, I got introduced to this series back on the PS2 days on Dynasty Warriors 3. Did you guys see my awesome shield shirt, by the way? Check that out. That's awesome, huh? It's actually glow in the dark. Glow in the dark is actually Hydra. It was a a Christmas present for my brother. It's pretty sweet. I like it a lot. So, yeah, Dynasty Warriors actually started out as a fighting game, and now it has evolved into the hack and slash that we know and love. It is definitely a button masher. Really doesn't take an extreme amount of strategy, if any at all. You're this overpowered general who just destroys thousands of soldiers. So it's a pretty fun game. I dig it. I've always liked it. It's kind of an escape game for me. It's a game that I play when I don't really feel like playing anything too serious. It's a nice game to kind of jump in and out of. By the way, tonight's unofficial sponsor is Target Cherry Limeade. See that? Good stuff. Finished a long week of work. 50 hours this week. Pretty decent sales week. Got most of my homework done. Have to read another chapter for my law class. But other than that, it's been great. Now, as you guys see, I have obviously been playing. Now, for full disclosure, I actually own this game on the PS3. On the PS3, I actually owned Extreme Legends on the PS3 as well. And if I tell you how much money I spent on the DLC, my wife would be mad at me. So I'm not going to disclose the actual amount here. Oh.
Hi, Mega Man. It's Jenny.
Hi, Jenny. How you doing? Thanks for joining me again. Hold on. Let me pause that real quick. Okay. So, back. Can you see me now? Get out of the way, blur. Okay. I'm back. So, I put the camera of me up in the top left corner because the map is usually on the top right, so I didn't want to obstruct that. But going back to this game, it's made by Tecmo Koei, the same people that bring you Ninja Gaiden. Also the other warriors, Samurai Warriors and Warriors Orochi. I do own the Samurai Warriors series. I own Samurai Warriors 1 and 2. And the Warriors Orochi series, I own the first one that's on the PS2, but the rest I haven't purchased yet. I'm going to, but yeah. Again, full disclosure, I already played this game. I finished it, beat it, 100%ed it on the PS3, but I didn't have it on the PS4. I wanted it on the PS4, so I got it on the PS4. Next week is a special broadcast. I just found out that another one of my coworkers is actually going to be leaving us within the next few weeks. So, and that's Tori. I've kind of talked to her I talked about her on air before. So, needless to say, I'll be playing another game, and it's a game that we're pretty much familiar with. I asked her what game she wanted me to play. She told me, so that's what I'll be doing. But for tonight, let me start on this one. Let's get started. It's time. Okay, so you have the option to be any general that you wish to be. I generally choose the general that is at the lowest level. That way I can spend some time training them. That's the completionist RPG player in me. That's what I normally do, and I guess it's a problem that I have. But that's how I play. Okay, so you'll notice that some of the officers that I'm fighting against have either exclamation marks above them. They don't have anything. In this case, he's about to have an exclamation mark. Did a switch combo, and now he's going to have blue over his head. That basically means he has a weakness to my weapon that I'm using at this point in time. So this other dude, Liang Gang, I'll be on my way to go take him out here in just a second. So anyway, the object of that, when they have that blue thing, is you want to just beat on them over and over, and eventually you'll get one of these overpowered attacks, one of those. You can kind of see it through the weeds there. But that one attack usually takes about a third, maybe even a half of their life. And it just depends on how OP you actually are. It could do some major damage to these guys. Now, each officer in this game has a weapon that suits them the best. And this officer, her name is Diao Chan, by the way. Her particular weapon is actually the whip. And but obviously, when you're using the whip, sometimes you'll be fighting against some of the guys that have a strength against your whip. They'll have the exclamation mark. So you switch. And generally, my secondary weapon, what I normally like to do is I like to pick the most powerful weapon that they have. And I'll get a little bit more into that once I'm done with this particular mission. Now, these missions, depending on how you play them, and you guys know the way I play, they could take anywhere from 15 minutes all the way up to, some of them have time limits of up to 90. And there has been a few, not in this particular instance, but in the older Dynasty Warrior games that I played, that I end up using up the entire 60 to 90 minute time span that I had. So they can be kind of long. Again, especially if you do what I do, and I'm very methodical with the way that I take out the enemy army. Hopefully the feed is coming through okay. Thanks again for joining me. Thanks for subscribing to my channel if you already have. If not, then please do so if you like the videos that you see. We'll see, maybe, because Skelly starts her spring break next week. We'll see if we'll be able to do a broadcast together here within the next few days or so. Just depends on how homework is going for me. Fortunately, my spring break was last week. But I digress. Switch. So different combinations you can do. Generally, the one that I stick with is 5 squares and then a triangle. So it's, again, if repetition is not your thing, if you want something that's going to challenge you mentally, this is probably not the game for you. But like I said, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I get made fun of by my gamer friends that I have online when I tell them that I like this game. It's kind of a cash cow for Tecmo Koei. This is the 8th iteration of the game, and they come out with maybe 3 or 4 spin-offs for each successive series. So, like, for example, there's Dynasty Warriors 8, there's Dynasty Warriors XL, there's Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, and then they do the same thing for the Samurai Warriors series. There's Samurai Warriors 4, Samurai Warriors 4 2, Samurai Warriors 4 Empires, and Samurai Warriors 4 Extreme Legends, so on and so forth. And again, I buy them. I like them. What can I say? To each their own, I guess, right? Okay. Now, they have special attacks called X attacks, or EX. Hers is 3 squares and a triangle. Hold on. We didn't get to see it that time. Slam them down. Okay. Back again. There it is. Okay. So now she'll be able to hit harder and hit faster for about 10 or 15 seconds. Generally, hold on, that guy has Taishitsu. Taishitsu. Sorry, they changed the pronunciations of some of the names after Dynasty Warriors 6 or 7. So sometimes I mispronounce them. So do that, power up the attacks, and then hit them with 3, 4, 5 triangle. There you go. Pincer attack. Chen Gong is a strategist for Lubu, that dude that's in front of me. He is probably the strongest character in the entire game. Hold on, I can't hear. What was that? An exclamation mark, yes. Little one was actually just saying that she saw an exclamation mark. Can't hear because of the headphones. Maybe I should have worn the other ones. But then again, I wasn't anticipating her being here. But she is, so I'm happy to have her. North Castle gates are heavily defended. Now, what is annoying is that you're this OP general, right? Super overpowered, can destroy guys. I've already beat 217 people. But you have these other guys that shoot out a little arrow and it totally screws your attacks. So I mean, it's not really hard. It's just more annoying than anything else. There you go. Spin in circles. And every time you beat one of the enemy generals, they'll always drop a weapon and gold. There's also some other guys called unit commanders, and they also drop weapons and golds. Ah, pressed it too soon. Not hard. Sorry, little one is over here doing some crazy noises. I don't know if you guys can hear on my headset. Switch attack. Hit him with that. Do your power. Alright, now time to hit this fool. Now that should get close to knocking him out. So she's only powered it up enough to do one of those sets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3. Power up. Alright, so that's one guy down. This other guy, I think he was good. Yeah, with the swords. Ah, thanks for that, Lubu. Kind of knocked him out of my way. Hit him. There we go. Uh-oh. They found Chen Gong. Not good. Right. Let's do a Fury attack here real quick. Fury is the most overpowered attack you have in the game. I'm going to switch the map to the little one. Go on a rampage, you just go in circle, circle, circle. And it's one guy down. And the only reason I did that is, hold on. Uh-oh. Sorry, little one's talking and I can't hear. Yeah, little one is counting. She says it says 431 in the bottom right corner. 431. You are absolutely correct. Take out these guys. Just on my way over there. In the top right corner, you see the map. The bigger blue circles that have kind of like the lines, it's actually a helmet. In the middle of them, that's those are the main guys. You don't want them to die. They can't die. If those guys die, you lose the mission. Alright, so he's down. Golden weapons. Alright. There's a speed boost there. There's another. Unit commander. Let's take him out. Oh. Are you playing with the Mega Man I bought you? If you guys were able to see the broadcast last week, you'll see that I had a little Mega Man toy that I brought for Skelly and for Skelly Hako 5 and for the little one. And little one actually has been sleeping with it every single night since I got it for her. So that's cute. She actually started trying to play Mega Man as well. So I think that's pretty awesome. I guess I've passed that on to the kids. Alright, that guy's gone. Oh, that guy's got the exclamation mark. Okay, when they do that with, I don't know if you guys were able to catch it, but that blue flash that they do, that means that they're about to hit me with one of the charge attacks. So if they're going to hit me with the charge attack, all I have to do is press a switch, in which case, since I'm playing on the PS4, that means I press R1, and it switches weapons, and it interrupts their attack. He's trying to switch, so that slow motion thing was 4. Just killed him. So let me collect that before I forget. That's gone. I can actually see Skelly. She's still awake. She has this infatuation with seeing herself in the mirror that I don't understand. What are you doing in there? Can't hear you. Oh, you're turning on the fan? I'm gonna pause the broadcast here for just a second. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Darn controllers. I was getting... Ouch. Let's see. So, really, what you see here is basically the gist of the game. Every single mission is like this. There's different strategies that you have to perform throughout the map, but for the most part, you're pressing square, you're pressing triangle, pressing circle, pressing R1 once in a while. You're pressing R2 to pull up your map, and that's really it. Like I said, It is not really a strategically intensive game, but it's a good game if you don't want to think. If you just want to veg, basically. Which, after a long week of work and after a lot of homework to do, sometimes it's nice to veg. Hold on. What's up? Sorry. The wife is now speaking. She's saying that the little one needs to go to bed. Little one, go lay down. Say goodnight to everybody listening. Oh, you dropped your kitty cat. Say goodnight. Good night. Okay. So the little one is going to bed. Let me move this a little bit. There we go. Hey, hello. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. I appreciate you. Ah, wrong derpy button. Okay, back again. Ooh. Oh, that's right. She got a crossbow. I was like, wait, I don't remember them having guns in, what was this, 9th century China? For, if you're interested, and even if you're not interested, I'm going to tell you because it's my video, and you're watching me. This book is actually set, I think it's in the 9th or 10th century China, during the Three Kingdoms era, between the warring kingdoms of Wei, Wu, and Shu. Um, Spoiler alerts, the actual land of China was actually eventually conquered by the Jin Empire, which was originally a branch off of the Wei Empire. The Jin Empire was established by, well, at least in Dynasty Warriors canon, the Jin Empire was established by Sima Yi, which we'll meet here in a little bit. I don't know what those things are in the top right corner. I never noticed those before. See how much attention I pay? How much attention I actually pay? Oh, is that what I said? Man, sorry, my English is very bad today. It's been a very long day. It's been like, oh my god, so tiring. Just like a lot of work and school. And it's like, crikey. My god. It's exhausting. No, it's actually not. I'm blessed. Blessed to have a job that I enjoy, plus to be going to school for something that I actually want to go to school for. It's going to be amazing when I'm done. Another year. Alright, got some health. Could use that. Thank you for that, game. Now, this game has multiple levels of difficulty. I generally play on normal because I want a more stress-free game. But it goes up to hard, chaos, and then insanity, I think. I don't remember. Something like that. But it can get pretty hard. I mean, some of these regular dudes can actually knock you out with maybe a hit or two. So it can get pretty difficult if you play it on those difficulty settings. That guy's name is Sun Tzu. There you go. And by fun, he means beat other people with his sticks. That's his notion of fun. Now, as I'm playing this, because it doesn't really need a lot of explanation or exposition, for that matter, um, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with Sony at the moment. Sony, for those of you guys that have heard, is going to be coming out with a virtual reality system called the PSVR that's going to be utilized in conjunction with the PS4, um, which I hope I'll get a chance to test. But if I don't, I'll probably be buying that. Now, there are not any games in particular that really caught my attention for the PSVR, but why not have it? It's actually going to be pretty cool because it'll allow me to play all my games that I have on a 6 or 7 inch screen right in front of my face. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright, so he's withdrawing. Then I check the map to see what other enemy officers there are. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. Usually I'll attack so long as there's dudes in front of me. Or right next to me in that case. Okay, once I blast through them, I call my horse. You can call your horse with L2. Those are ballista. Sheesh. Secret to these is just stay behind them. Unless there's another one pointed at you. In which case I think there is. Hence me getting hits like that. But that's one ballista down. That's a catapult. It's gonna try to hit me. And catapults, same premise. Just beat on them a little bit with your weapon and they'll eventually die. Nope. Get around. And those ceramic or clay jugs you see there, those will have life more often than not. And it did. There's a power up. Super attack. Almost killed that unit commander at the same time. He's about to die though. There. Wow. It's a very animated death that too, that was. Alright, I'm gonna get back on my pretty horse and go back up this way. And there was some ballista and stuff on this side as well. Alright, so talked about PSVR. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, I don't know if you guys heard, but I actually heard on the Game Informer website that Sony is rumored to be developing a PlayStation 4.5, for a lack of a better term. From what I understood, it'll have a more advanced graphics processing unit, and it'll be able to broadcast games in 4K. That one, I'm not certain if I'll be getting that one. It depends what kind of thing that they'll be able to offer. They're early adopters for it. But I mean, if it's got a more powerful GPU, I'm down for that. Hopefully, though, it comes with a terabyte of memory, because this 500 gigabyte thing doesn't cut it. especially considering the fact that some of the update files can be as big as, you know, well, not necessarily update files, but the actual game files themselves. You know, I've seen some guys talking about on the forums that it's 60 gigabyte install. I mean, that's just ridiculous. It's it's crazy. All right. So he's got two officers protecting the exterior of the castle. Yuan Shu is back. That officer's name, the one right in front of me, you pronounce that Sun Chuan. Uh, he is the younger brother of the other general that we fought, Sun Ce. Hopefully I can turn them. Yeah, got them both in that attack. Got his weapon. Sun Ce. Time to attack him now. This game also has an online component. You can play with other people online. Now, I mentioned that I have Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. I have that one on the PS3. And in the entire time that I've had that game, which is a few months now, I think I've been able to play online with one person. There's just not a lot of people playing this game online. Um, so that's a bummer. And really, the only benefit to playing with another human online is it would probably help the maps go a lot faster. You know, you don't have to do all the saving objectives on your own. So that would help. Less running around in the map. Shift. He's doing his. I don't know how it's pronounced. I've always pronounced it Musu. It's spelled Musou. The Musu attack. That's what he was just doing. That's his switch attack there. Really? Really? There's no one over there. What a weenie. Okay. Instead of trying to go all the way over there to try to save him, I'm actually going to try to kill the enemy general on this side. Just put an end to this. Sorry, I was looking at my kids. Lost track of the screen. And hit him with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do that. So, really with the weapons, it's kind of trial and error to see what combinations you like the best. Normally the 5 square triangle combination is the best one. Usually against the officers though, you want to kind of get them off of their feet. That way they can't block you. Then hit them with the big attack. Oh, that one hurts. This guy, his name is Zotai. He used to be at least in the storyline, he used to be a pirate. This was actually my friend Alex's favorite character to use when we used to play this when we were in high school. Always be using that guy because he had this crazy strong sword attack. And we're almost done. This guy. Okay, so the game takes place, like I said, during the era of the Three Kingdoms in China. Again, it's either the 8th or 9th century. I'm not entirely certain. So it took place at the fall of the Han Empire. This guy, the officer that's behind me, his name is Yuan Shu, and he just prior to the onset of this battle had just proclaimed himself emperor, and that didn't sit well considering the fact that there was actually a sitting Han emperor at the time. The Han Empire didn't actually fall until the Jin Empire took over and usurped the throne. There is actually a book regarding this story. It's called Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It's a book that I've intended to read, but I have yet to do so. I don't know how difficult of a read it is. And I just won. So again, it's not a difficult game. So, victory. Now, there's a few different modes available in this game. That was story mode. That's what I was playing. There's a story of Lu Bu, the different kingdoms that I mentioned, Wei, Wu, Shu, and Jin. There's also the other kingdoms. Um, they just allow you to be other characters, different characters. Let me go up to Lu Bu because he's the one that I'm working on right now. So it has a branching story path. So you can see that those missions that have stars on them, they have alternative objectives or different objectives that you need to do in order to open up the different branches of the story. Now, I generally just kind of blast through them the first go round. I try to finish them. Excuse me, get as many KOs as I can, and kind of just run through each stage. Each stage probably takes me about 20, 30 minutes. I think this one. I was taking my time on this one. This one took me about 35 minutes. The last one that you just saw me do. So yeah, you blast through them. Some of the the kingdoms actually have some pretty intense stories. Not intense as far as like narrative, but a really big tree of missions that you can choose from. So what I've actually done, and again, I played through because I'm a completionist. I actually played through this initially, all three stages up on top. Now the optional objectives, I actually do those after the fact. So I think the day before yesterday I did these three missions, and then yesterday I did that one, this one, and you guys. Had started this one, but you guys just saw me finish this one, and we're gonna move on to that one next. Now that's one mode. Okay, there's another one called free mode where you can basically play any of the maps that you've already unlocked or any of the story missions that you've already unlocked. You can play either side of the battle. You can be either, in that case, you could either be Yuan Shu's army or you can be Lu Bu's army, whichever one you prefer. Ambition mode is really different, and it took longer than I anticipated it. Is that the one that I'm thinking of? That's the one where you have to build a building. Forgot what it's called. Anyway, you have to build a building for the emperor, and when you do that, you finish ambition mode. There was another one that I thought that I recalled that had a map to it. I don't recall what that one was, but maybe that was Dynasty Warrior 7. I might be getting my games confused now. But that mode took forever because you basically have to go and conquer each province of China and take over the lands. Kind of the way the Empire spinoff does, except in a much more expanded mode. So that's ambition mode. Challenge mode is basically what it sounds like. It's very similar to like the challenge mode that you'll find in Mortal Kombat. You have to, in this case, you have to get as many KOs as you can. Um, so yeah, that's basically the entirety of the game. Gallery lets you view all of the different movies that you've unlocked. You guys see that there. Different events, different lines, wallpapers, characters, all that stuff. You can change the costumes. So like Jahudun has actually been in the Dynasty Warrior series since the first one. So on the PS3, I actually have all of his costumes that he's had since the first one all the way up. It's part of the DLC that Tech McCoy cells. Another one that's actually been part of the series throughout has been this guy Zhao Yun. He was my favorite character to use when I first started playing, but then I learned about this guy, Ma Chao, and this guy's just a beast with the spear, just destroys people. And Shu is actually my personal favorite kingdom, always has been. That's Jin. They're the new addition. I think they were added in Dynasty Warriors 7. They're the others. There's Diao Chan. That's the girl that I was just playing as. There's Lu Bu, who's the other guy that I was playing as. There's also Dong Shuo, who is Lu Bu's adopted father. Yuan Shao, who's a nobleman from the north. Zheng Jiao, who in the canon of the story is the leader of the Yellow Turban Army. And this is Lu Lingqi. I think she's a new addition to the game as well. She is Lu Bu's daughter. Let's see. Cao Cao used to be pronounced Cao Cao back on the PS2 days, and then when Dynasty Warrior 6 came out, they changed the pronunciation to Cao Cao, because in the book it's actually spelled TSO. Cao Cao. Anyway, TSAO. He's the leader of the Wei Empire, and then eventually he's succeeded by his son Cao Pi, or it was funnier back in the PS2 days because his name was Cao Pi, or actually we used to say Cao Pai because that's how it's spelled. Zenji is Cao Pi's wife. Sai Wenji, that's the girl that Cao Cao was enamored with. Who else plays a relevance? Jia Hudun is actually Cao Cao's cousin. Jia Yuan is the cousin of Jia Hudun. What else? A lot of stuff, huh? I've been playing this for years. The leader of the Wu army, actually of the Wu forces, Sun Jian is the patriarch. He's the dad. But actually the person that established the Wu Empire was Sun Ce. Him. Sun Ce ends up eventually dying in an ambush attack, and he's succeeded by his brother Sun Quan, who ends up falling in love with Lian Shi. Catch me so far? The leader of the Shu army is Liu Bei, sworn brother of Zhang Fei and Guan Yu. Where did I see him? Oh, right there. Guan Yu. Liu Bei eventually passes away and the kingdom falls to his son Liu Shan, who is protected by Xin Kai, who happens to be the daughter of Zhang Fei. Sorry. Okay. And then the Jin Empire, Sima Yi was the one that established the Jin Empire. After he passed away, that's where he retired. No, passed away. He left it to his eldest son, Sima Shi, who ends up dying, and who was succeeded by his brother, Sima Zhao, who ends up being crowned the king of Jin. And then eventually it's Sima Zhao's grandson, forgot the other guy's name. He's not a main character, but he's actually the one that ends up establishing the Jin Empire. That's it. Okay, these are all the different weapons that you can unlock, different animals. There's a horse. There's another horse. There's elephants that you can ride. There's a bear you can ride. There's a golden panda. There's a hawk that you can have as a pet. There's a wolf. Different movies. I'll let you watch one. That guy's name is Hua Shong, for those of you interested. A lot of people don't like the English voices I do, but maybe just because I've been listening to them for so long. Yes, it will haunt you later. Powerful foes than just him. He's always mad. There soon, sir. We just fought him. Yuan Shao, childhood friend of Cao Cao. That's true. He is pretty damn strong. There's no going around it. There's actually sometimes some of the missions, especially in the early missions, when you're playing as a Shu kingdom and you end up having to fight at there's a place called Hulao Gate, who's actually being defended by Lu Bu, and your first playthrough you can't beat him. The dude can literally, even on the easiest of difficulties, he can just smoke you in 2 or 3 hits. You're just done. Events. Okay, so they're not technically movies; they're just things that occur uh, during the natural course of the story. Um, yeah, different wallpapers that you can earn. It's like Diao Chan, I've seen, not seen. Yes, I actually just wanted to see it, but okay, there you go. So those are 2 different wallpapers that you can unlock for Diao Chan. Um, so you only see those during the load screens. This shows you all the different characters that you've used, how many KOs you've racked up with each one, how many battles you fought with them, so on and so forth. And these are the other battles that you can play. And that's pretty much it. There's not really. Oh, there's the encyclopedia. All the stuff that I just mentioned, all the names that I was rattling off about who's related to who and who loves who and who killed who and who usurped who, it's all in here. If you want to read it, you can. Talks about everything. Look at it. Look at it. So, collapse of Wu. Wu was the last kingdom to fall. I think it was being led by Sun Quan's sixth grandson, something like that. Different officers that participated. Um, yeah, pretty much it. That's a pretty solid look, and then you can adjust your options, of course. PlayStation Store that takes you to obviously the PS Store. That way you can buy some of the DLC and stuff. But I think that's pretty much it. That's a pretty solid look at this particular game. Um, doesn't get too much more involved than that. So this may not have been the most uh, comedically filled broadcast, but it was one that it was a lot of information, and it's a game that I thoroughly enjoy for reasons that are unbeknownst to me, but I do like the game a lot. It is a lot of fun, especially like I said, if you're looking for a game to play that you don't really need to think about too much, you just wanted to, I don't know, just sit in bed and just play the game. This is a really damn good game to do it with. There's going to be a new Dynasty Warriors 9 coming out probably in the summertime, if I'm not mistaken. Technically hasn't announced anything yet, but I'm sure that they have something in the works. They actually just released. I just saw it on the PS Store yesterday. They just released Samurai Warriors 4 Empires. So again, Samurai Warriors franchise. It's not really one that I got into just because I started with this one. I'm more comfortable with this one, but I might get it. Who knows? But I am actually going to continue to play. But the broadcast is actually going to end here. So um, hopefully the next time I'll be slightly more entertaining. But I hope that you liked it either way, because I enjoy doing this broadcast for you guys. Thanks again for joining me. I do appreciate it. For subscribing or at least watching the video. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up button. If you really like the videos, and please subscribe. I do try to broadcast between Well, at least once a week for sure. But I like to start the broadcast around 11, no later than 11:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. So if you want to join me on the live broadcast, you can. If you're watching this after this is recorded, I hope everything was okay. Thank you for stopping by. If you have any questions, comments, you can also write me in the comment section. You can also shoot me an email. It's xmegaman32x@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Twitter. It's just search for xmegaman32x. You can also follow me by my screen name at IKEJG32. Oh, for those of you guys interested, I just bought it the other day. It's the new Humble Bundle. It gives you the Crytek engine. So for those of you guys that watch the videos that you're interested in doing more of the game development like I am, pick that up. 15 bucks actually gives you the entire set of Crytek assets. So you could actually make your own games using the Cry engine. Games that were made with the Cry engine are things like Crysis 2, 3. Um, some of the games that are kind of escaping me right now because it's off the cuff. But yeah, if you're interested in game development, I strongly recommend that you invest the 15 bucks. You can get some stuff for free, but come on, it goes for a good cause. It supports a good charity. So if you can drop the 15 bucks, knock it out. Make your own games. I plan on opening that up probably sometime tomorrow, and I'll kind of tinker with it and see what I can do. Um, that's a lot of fun, and again, you support a good cause. Please, again, thanks again for joining me. Like the videos, subscribe here on YouTube. Twitch is not really one that I'm going to be using anymore. I'm going to be doing most of my stuff here on YouTube now. Also hit me up on Twitter. Send me an email if you have any questions. And that's it. So thanks again for joining me. Was your host for this evening, X Megaman 32X, signing off for tonight. I hope you liked it. I hope you had fun. See ya!